Well, I put a short up on TikTok and YouTube yesterday asking what movie I should watch today between Godzilla Minus One and Shin Godzilla. And I actually got a couple comments on YouTube, and two out of three of y'all said Minus One, so I watched Minus One. And also, I just want to say I appreciate the few people that did comment. I appreciate it a lot. It helps with the channel's algorithm and everything else. And I appreciate the people that subscribed from that video too. That kind of made my day, honestly. It's most subscribers I've gotten in one day. But anyway, I will get into the video. So today I watched Godzilla Minus One, which is a rewatch that's been needing to come up on my rewatch list anyway. I've not seen it for a couple months at least. And since it's come out, I don't think I've seen it but like two or three times total. And for how good the movie is, that's kind of criminal of me for not having seen it that much. And of every Godzilla movie I've ever seen, this has definitely got the most human story out of all of them. And Godzilla is treated more as, I guess, a force of nature. Or, well, not really a force of nature. That's not really the vibe of this one. This was treated more as a personification of our main character's trauma. Obviously, a physical personification because Godzilla is partially the reason for his trauma. But and survivor's guilt and PTSD, among other things. So it's more of a allegory for that than it is a force of nature or anything like that. It's more closer aligned to the original Godzilla, where it was a byproduct of the bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki at the end of World War II. It's still kind of the same vibe, especially with the atomic breath in this movie resembling atom bombs after Godzilla fires them. I think that's a very intentional design. Obviously, a callback as well to the original creation of the monster. But more onto the actual story itself. I feel bad because I can't remember his name now, and I just got done watching it. But our main character was a kamikaze pilot who pretended to have a malfunction with his plane, so he didn't have to go. And so he landed on an island to get repairs in air quotes. And that night, before he had to go back out because they couldn't find anything wrong with his plane, the island was attacked by a local myth named Gojira, or Godzilla in English. And he failed to try to kill the monster. So, in turn, all the other people on the island, or all the other soldiers slash mechanics on the island, were killed by Godzilla, except for one other soldier. And he has severe survivor's guilt over that and PTSD over the whole event in general, and just guilt because he was supposed to be a kamikaze pilot, and he basically chickened out of his role in the war. And even when he gets home, he's met with more hatred than he is love or anything else because of that fact. People see it as a, I guess, taboo that he didn't go through with his mission, what he was supposed to do anyway. And eventually, spoilers, things get reconciled by the end of the movie for the most part. Him and the other survivor reconcile in a sense, and he's finally able to live and have a somewhat normal family for the most part, as normal as it can be with the situation that come about when it was created. He's able to actually have a normal life, and hopefully we'll see in the sequel how normal that life is, which comes out this year, and I am very excited to go to the theater and watch it. But I remember going to watch this in theaters. I think at this point, my wife hadn't watched a lot of stuff, a lot of foreign stuff by this point. I think this was like 2023 when this come out. I think that's right. So she was kind of iffy on it anyway because there wasn't a English dub of it. It was subtitled, which I didn't. It didn't bother me a bit. I'm kind of used to watching subtitle stuff, but she was kind of iffy on it. So the first time we watched it, she had a hard time following and trying to pay attention to what was actually going on and things like that. So after it came out on Netflix, when we had Netflix still, we watched it on there in the English dub. And I think she enjoyed it a good bit better that watch. And I have the 4K of it now, and I watched it in dub for this time because I was doing things as the movie was playing. As most of the time, what happens at on these work days where I'm watching a movie, I have to have it playing while I'm doing other things to be able to get the movie in and the video done in the same night. But I'm thinking about it. I need to update my letterboxd. Letterboxd has been updated before I forget because I have forgotten a couple times so far. And oh crap, I didn't go back and update that. I almost forgot last night, but yesterday for Dinosaur. I almost forgot to put it on there, and I guess I never watched it or remembered to log it after I watched on Letterboxd because that's the first time I had ever rated it on there, which I thought was weird. I don't think I put it as a rewatch, but oh well, it'll be okay. I know I've missed a couple days too in the movies. Part of those just being days where it was super late by the time we got home long enough to even watch a movie, so I just decided not to, or just lacked the motivation to do so. I would try to make those up during the year sometimes because I'd like to at least have 365 by the end of the year, and I'll sneak those extra ones in somewhere. I'm sure I'll miss more days as well throughout the year. It's only February, so. But I've not really focused on the movie like I wanted to. I think the movie does a really good job focusing on survivor's guilt and trauma and PTSD and everything every other content creator has said about this movie. There's not much more I can really apply, or not really apply, but not much more I can add to the conversation of this movie because everyone's that cares to see it has seen it, and if they've not seen it, I don't know if they ever will, but it's definitely worth the watch if you haven't seen it. And it may or may not still be on Netflix. I don't know. If you gotta watch it in the dub, that's fine. I think it's serviceable. Obviously, it's more preferred for these live action movies to watch subtitled just because you get more emotion through the actual acting than voice acting over actual acting, in my opinion, in these senses, anyways. Animation's a little different, but live action for sure. I think subtitles probably better. But if you have any thoughts about the movie, you can let me know. I will definitely get around to Shin Godzilla. I thought about just doing that tomorrow, but I don't. I've been trying not to do like similar movies that aren't part of their own franchise back to back. Like, I've been trying to space out the Studio Ghibli movies. I think I'm gonna try to space out the Godzilla movies until I get to the Showa era Criterion set. Once I get to it, I'll probably do all the movies in that set. And same with the MonsterVerse movies. I'll probably do all of them in release order, just because that's how I think it should work. But anyway, movie recommendations. I'll see if I have it, and if I do, I'll probably watch it. But in my thinking right now, I'll probably watch Ford versus Ferrari tomorrow. I feel like watching that movie the past couple days, so I think I'll give it a watch. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed my very unorganized thoughts about the movie, and I appreciate everybody that commented and told me to watch this one, and I appreciate everybody that subscribed and probably got very disappointed by this rambly video. But have a good one, and I'll see you tomorrow.